Hi guys, so I looked at the second grade curriculum for Engineering by Design. This curriculum focuses on the environment and how people can impact the environment. It talks about like trash, recycling, reusing things, pollution, a lot of different things that have to do with the environment. The curriculum starts out by giving, it starts out with an anticipatory guide, which kind of is to get the students prior knowledge and to get them thinking about the big ideas that the unit or the curriculum talks about. And what happens is it has a bunch of lessons. I think there's 19, including the team presentations in total. But it starts out just giving more of a background on the information, and it leads up to that final design challenge at the end. So some of the background stuff is like one lesson where they explore a bag of trash and they decide what items could have been recycled in the trash, things like that. They also have some read alouds. There's a read aloud in this Michael Recycle book where they get to learn about the effects of pollution and garbage and recycling. This curriculum, it explores like a lot of other topics. It does some vocabulary lessons where students are learning about specific vocabulary, and you can see that when I click on this, it gives you the exact vocab list that you would use, and students would get to explore that. And they also have some design challenges, so it builds up to the design challenges. Here was one where they were creating a pollution catcher. But you can see that it gives out all of the lessons very clearly on the side. If you do the introduction to grade 2 and you go into the lesson sequence, it shows you exactly what lesson, what kind of it's about, and the amount of time it takes to do each lesson, and this is the order that you should complete them in. And it's nice because it gives like a wide variety of knowledge for this particular topic of the environment. Students get the vocabulary, they get some history with the elaborate area where they get to learn about like some inventors that have to do with the environment. This guy invented the plastic soda bottle. And there's writing. There's one in this one where they take what they've learned so far and they get to write a letter to the principal about things related to the environment. They get to learn a lot about STEM things that they might do in the future if they would continue in other grades to do STEM activities. So like a STEM notebook is done in this curriculum. And it's nice because each of the things that are taught you are given a specific lesson to teach it in, and it really builds up to that final design challenge. So, and I just wanted to show you the design challenge. That's where they create some type of device to protect the ground from oil. So they kind of learn a lot about environmental things, and then they take what they've learned and turn it into something that applies it. I really like that this curriculum gives you absolutely everything you need except for the actual materials to do the lessons. Those materials meaning the actual like supplies, like bottles or tape or whatever else that would be. But it does give you like the materials like I clicked on before. That one doesn't have it, but for example, supporting files, and it gives you these Word document and PDFs of worksheets you can use to support the lesson. And if you actually go to this section, it gives you more resources that you can look at that can help you give some background. It gives you the overview of everything, timing requirements, all of that. It gives you the standards. It gives you some ideas for assessments. I liked this page. It gives you all the materials you would need, and specifically how many, as you can see here, for your class, so you can be prepared for it before you start this unit. It really gives you everything you need. And it gives you teacher resources too that can make you more prepared so you don't feel uncomfortable doing this. My only thoughts about this that I thought it could improve upon is that when you look closer at each lesson, some of them, such as the design challenge at the end or some of the smaller design challenges in here, are very open-ended, and that's what we want our students to be doing, because then they get those 21st century thinking skills where they can collaborate, they can think outside the box, they can use those thinking skills in a lot of open-ended lessons. However, some of the lessons were not open-ended at all. They were very structured in that students don't get to think outside the box, they just have to go in the order that the lesson provides. And the second thing that I was a little bit concerned about for this is that when you look at this materials list, I don't think all of these things would be accessible for every school. They talk about how you can get donated items from families, from parents. However, I don't know if every teacher would be able to get all these items, and it might end up where the teacher is spending their own money on a lot of these items. So, like for example, a 5-pound bag of gravel isn't a typical thing that you would have in your classroom. You would have to go out and buy these things. But overall, I really thought that this would be something that I would like to use in my own classroom, because it gives you all the things you need. It makes it pretty easy for a teacher to complete, but it is effective because it scaffolds the learning from just learning about the vocab and the basics to being able to apply it in a design challenge.